For now, let's get right to our first fight. We got East Coast welterweights, Greg Jackson, Cornelius, Whitlock. There is Greg Jackson. He's a 26-year-old from Atlantic City. Actually does his training in West Philadelphia. Started boxing at age 20. For 7 years, he has worked as a youth detention center counselor. He comes in with a mark of 3-1-1 with 1 knockout. He's opposite Cornelius Whitlock, who's from Maryland. He's 31 years old. He is 4.5 inches shorter than Greg Jackson. Came in at 5'7.5", 145, 3-1-2 record with 2 of those 3 wins by knockout. Was a Golden Gloves champ in Washington, D.C. in 2007. Had 51 amateur wins. They are scheduled for 4 rounds. And Charlie Fitch is our referee to get Friday night fight started here in Verona, New York.
Good evening, gentlemen. You both know the rules. Touch gloves now. Come out fighting at the bell.
Joe, Jackson has been inactive before his last fight. He was off 1 year and 2 months. It's a long time. You wonder if he's going to have a little rust early, if maybe Whitlock can get out of the gate a little quick. Whitlock, it's been 8 months since he was last in the ring. Amateur experience, big advantage for Whitlock. 64 amateurs and only 10 for Jackson. So we'll see whether or not that amateur experience makes a difference for the older Whitlock.
I hope Cornelius Whitlock doesn't trip over the center seam of his Charmbe Mitchell, Hector Macho Camacho-esque trunks there, Teddy. You ever seen them go that low? Look at when he squats to get into that stance there, how low that one piece of fabric goes.
That would be a shame if he tripped on that.
Jackson came forward with a right hand there, now puts out the jab.
Jackson's been involved in 3 close fights, split majority decisions and a draw. Matter of fact, with a little less luck or maybe, a few less punches, he could be 1-3-1 because 2 of his wins was, as I said, very close split decision, majority decision. He has not won, Jackson that is, in his last 2 fights.
Did some good work with the left hand moments ago.
Yeah, big height advantage for Mr. Jackson. And to be able to use that advantage, obviously it starts with the jab. Controlling that range, drawing a line in the canvas where you can hit Whitlock before he can hit you.
Here he comes in behind the jab and scored with the right-handed Greg Jackson.
But he didn't come in too close, Jackson. That shows me that maybe he understands how to fight tall. He didn't give up that height, Joe. That's a good sign for him and his people. He still is staying out enough to get good extension on his punches. Very important, good fundamental. Whitlock's smaller man, as low as 142 pounds, never above 146, while Jackson has been as high as 152. And I talk about the close fights Jackson been involved with. Same thing for Whitlock. 2 close fights. Could have been 4-1-2, but he has a no contest that he had won, but it was changed to a no contest after he failed a post-fight drug test.
That was 2 years ago this week. Reminder, you can go to the Friday Night Fights Facebook page and score along. We will update those results throughout the night. You can jump in at any time.
Both guys switched southpaw now. Whitlock went back to orthodox. Jackson staying southpaw.
End of round 1. What do you say we check in with the studio and Todd Grisham? Good evening, Todd.
Good evening, Joe. Lots of boxing news to get to later tonight. And don't shoot the messenger. We're going to include a conversation about Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao possibly fighting in May. Are the positive rumors true, or is it all just hogwash as it has been for the last 6 years? Dan Rayfield helps clear the air. Plus, it was maybe the biggest heavyweight fight in America. yesterday you don't want to miss. And our 2015 Boxino tournament is all booked and ready to go this year. It's the heavyweights and the junior middleweights. Some familiar names on display. I've got the full brackets for you coming up. Make sure you stay interactive with us socially tonight. You can reach out to me on Twitter at GrishamESPN, as well as our social media contributor, Nigel Collins. You can also score tonight's fights live on our Friday Night Fights Facebook page. Click that link on the left side of the page, and you can compare your scorecard to that of Teddy Atlas and the official judges. Let's get you back out to Verona. Joe and Teddy.
Thank you, Todd. I'll tell you, Todd packs a lot into 60 seconds. Teddy, get a little news in there, a preview of what's coming up, instructs you how to vote on Facebook. I'm looking forward to hearing the rest of the studio segments tonight, talking about the heavyweight fight that's coming up tomorrow night, Stavern and Deontay Wilder. Round 2 here between Jackson and Whitlock. Jackson continues to probe with that jab.
Stop waiting. Go get it, man. What you waiting for? Keep working. Keep working, guys in my way. Good. Keep working. Good.
Jackson has come prepared.
Keep working.
For me, he's shown me already in 2 ways. One is what he's doing in the ring, controlling range, using his height. The other, he came in the lightest weight of his career. He knows what this means, what this opportunity is. So far, the amateur experience advantage of Whitlock not showing. Maybe he didn't fight a lot of tall guys in those 64 amateur fights.
51-13 record. Detailed his success back in the 2007 DC gloves. There's another right hand from Jackson.
Again, Jackson controlling range, the right range, the tall range. He can extend his punches, then when he's not doing something, he takes a little step out and makes Whitlock fall in, reach in, or makes Whitlock, more importantly, feel frustrated, like he can't get it.
Oh, he opened up and caught him. My, oh my, he was dancing while he was still going down. Greg Jackson damaged goods.
And in an eternity of time, in that squared circle when you've been hurt, 1 minute left. Those long arms of Jackson now, you better use them to tie up. Or use those legs to motor, which he's doing right now. In other words, don't worry about getting them back, just worry about surviving. Seems like his head is back together. Good recovery ability by Jackson.
That's amazing recovery, Teddy.
I mean, reminds me of Arturo Gatti.
Yes.
In some ways. Gatti would get blasted. You thought it was over, and then next thing you know, he's as fresh as a early morning sunrise.
10 seconds to go.
Jackson opened up. Whitlock caught him big.
Sit down. I told you gotta be careful with this dude. That's all. Yeah. A little careful, all right? So, give me the water.
Okay.
Relax. Okay? This is what you got. Listen. This is what you gotta do. Now, all right? You gotta do everything behind the jab of this guy. Everything gotta go back in the pocket.
Right here.
Everything gotta go back. Rinse this. Okay. Everything gotta go back in the pocket. All right. You can't be careless with this guy.
Right.
Once you throw your jab, you can do everything you want. But I need 3 jabs.
Okay.
I don't need 1.
Okay.
Keep your head. Stop standing in front of this guy.
Okay.
All right. He throws wild shots.
Right.
Everything back to the pocket. All right. We're down at that round. We got to go in these 2 rounds.
Gotta get it.
Stay with it.
You gonna get it?
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. All right.
Oh, I didn't realize we were back, guys. Sorry. But that right hand, you could see, I wish somebody told me we were back. You could see that right hand landing there. And really what that came down to was the opposite of what I was giving him credit for earlier. Jackson in the green and white using his height earlier, coming in behind the jab, controlling range. There, did not control range. Walked right in, no jab, gave up his height, Joe, and walked right into the right hand. Big right hand of Whitlock that gets him back in this fight. Matter of fact, puts him ahead. 10-8 round, puts him ahead in a 4-round fight.
Yeah, such a big hole in a 4-round fight.
And you can do it.
Now Jackson coming in, trying to land that right hand behind the jab. Touch more the aggressor as he's stepping forward here.
Again, it's all about range. You're taller. What's the sense of being taller if you don't use that advantage? First round, well, Jackson in the green, white, and red, yeah, he used it. Second round, yeah, he didn't use it. Just walked in, no jab. Got into the distance of the shorter man, Whitlock.
And now a right hand rains in from Jackson as he's on the attack, and he comes back and wins it with a TKO. What a turnaround by Greg Jackson.
Behaved like a... Well, right now that dancing, I don't know about that, but before the dancing, behaved the way that you want a fighter to behave. Got dropped around before and showed the character, maybe of a future champion, to come back that way and do what he had to do and do what he did.
That's how you come back.
And he's built like a puncher, you know. Joe Jackson, tall and lean like that. He's wiry. You get good leverage on your punches when you're wiry like that. Jackson showed that ability to punch in that last round.
He showed great composure from the moment of getting hurt in the second through this finish right here, Teddy.
Showing it from up top. And you see a lot of fists flying. And here you go down below. And again, that time you saw Jackson gave up his height, but kept enough range where he was getting extension on those punches and got the job done. And then showed that he thinks he can dance. I think he comes back from knockdowns better than he dances. Either way, give Jackson, for me, I give him a lot of credit. Showed that kind of character, as you said, composure, and maybe more importantly, just the plain old ability to recover. He recovered fast after that knockdown in the second round.
For the official particulars, we go to the ring, and Sweet Baby Ray Flores. Three rounds and a lot of action. Greg Jackson now 4-1-1 with 2 knockouts. But halfway through the second round, this thing looked like it was going south. Cornelius Whitlock had the big right hand. Jackson was able to recover and then came out with an offensive attack in the third round to score the TKO and start off Friday Night Fights the right way. Stay with us, more to come.